Hi guys, today we're going to install a mantle on a fireplace.
We are going to show you how to install it, what tools are needed.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right guys, so here is the mantle. It's cement concrete mantle and it's been finished plaster mold to kind of have like a wood grain texture on it. Super popular and trendy right now.
We are going to stain it after, so it's going to look like a real piece of timber.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's move it upstairs. Very heavy. So heavy. Oh.
Tile's been installed, fireplace unit's been installed. We've got a rough estimated height. And now we're gonna prep the fireplace itself for the mantle application.
Let's do this.
Do it!
Do it! Here we are, guys. Here are the tools we need to install that mantle. So some tape, pencil always. We have a masonry drill, impact drill, level, some masonry drill bits, screws, and a vacuum. And this should be sufficient to do our job. Okay, so this is our fireplace, guys. It's a tile fireplace. Okay, so our mantle right here, the base of the mantle is going to match the ground plan right here. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to determine the center of the fireplace, the center of the mantle, as well as the height of the mantle, where we are going to install it. And we need to center the mantle to the fireplace. So we have 3 dimensions to consider. We have the mantle width. Our mantle is 60 inches and 3/8. We have our ledger. The ledger is what's holding the mantle. Ledger is 48 inches wide. And then we have the width of the fireplace. And the fireplace is 58 and 5/8. So let's mark everything on the wall and on the mantle so we know exactly where to place our mantle. Okay. So we say 29 and 5/16. So that's my center. The ledger is 48 inches wide, the center is 24. Our mantle is 60 and 3/8, so 30 and 3/16. The next step is to determine the height of the mantle onto the fireplace. Remember, we said the bottom of the mantle, the bottom edge, should match that ground line. Okay, so let's take some measurement and determine the height of the ledger. So the height of our mantle, it's about 5 and 3/8. Okay, so we go from that ground line, we mark 5 and 3/8 right here. Okay, we know that this is the height of the mantle. If I look at my instruction, it tells me to lower the bracket, that ledger, 1 inch and 1/8 from the top, and I measure 1 and 1/8, that's 2 and 1/8. That's going to be the height of our ledger. So now we know where our height, the height of mantle is, we know where the height of our ledger is, and we know where our center is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of tape along where my ledger is going to be. This way we don't mark the wall. And then I'm going to use my level to make sure I have a nice straight level line. Mark your line. There you go. And then you can mark the vertical as well. So here we are. That's the center of my ledger. So here is our line we just traced. Remember, we marked the center of our ledger. So let's make sure that the center of the fireplace matches the center of the ledger. So I'm going to pre-drill some holes. I'm going to use anchors and wood screws. The wood screws will go into the studs. I have wooden studs behind that fireplace. And I'm also going to add some anchors into the tile for extra support. What I'm doing is I'm marking the stud so I know exactly where to drill. And then I'm going to add every so often some anchors. Here is our ledger. So I know this one is going to be a wood stud. I'm going to do 3 screws per side. So I have one here already, which is about 3 3/4. I'm going to do one at the end at 3 3/4. And I'm going to do one on center at 12 inches. Same on that side. So now that I mark all the location for my screws and anchors, I'm going to pre-drill this. I'm using a Milwaukee drill. I put it on a drill setting. I have metal drill bits. It's aluminum, so it should drill pretty easily. Here, when you drill metal, always start with a smaller size diameter and then increase the size, go bigger and bigger. This way you don't fight it, you don't burn the bit, just take your time. See how much easier it is now? Perfect. So here we are. Our ledger is pre-drilled, screws will fit here. So now we are going to mark the screw hole location on the fireplace tile. Once You are perfectly level. Now we can transfer our measurement. We marked all our holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's time to drill. For the tile, I use the same drill, but I put it on the masonry mode. See the little hammer? It's called a hammer drill. It's made to go through concrete, tile, etc., etc. The same idea as before. You remember when I drilled the ledger, I told you we need to use a smaller diameter and then increase the diameter as we go. When we drill tile or concrete, those bits always have the tendency to overheat and they can snap or they can just get dull. So what I do is I always carry with me a little container with cold water and I dip the tip of the drill bit in it to make it cooler. This way it will prolong the length and the duration of your bit. That was one hole. It's a lot of work to do those. Again, take your time. This is the most important part of the job right here. Okay, so we drilled all our holes. Now I'm going to remove the tape. Thank you for your patience. This is the hardest part of the job, really, it's drill tile. This is porcelain tile, it's very, very hard. Should be okay now. Flush, and flush. And for all the other ones, we are going to use wood screws. Now I'm going to use my impact drill. Putting my sleeve in, this is a Torx bit, and we are going to use that for our wood screws. All right, so we are going to put the ledger on the wall. Those for our anchors, those big ones. There it is, guys. So our ledger is installed. Let's put our level on it to make sure that's what we call the definition of perfection. So now we are going to set our mantle on top of it. Our big, heavy mantle is here. Remember, we need to match the center of the fireplace with the center of the mantle. And in order to attach the mantle to the ledger, I'm going to pre-drill the mantle and then I'm going to drill it through the metal and that's what's going to keep it in place. I'm going to put 6 screws. I'm going to put 3 on each side of my center line, okay? So let's do it. Now I pre-drill my holes and now it's time for me to fasten it, put some screws in it. Alright guys, our mantle is installed, super strong. Now see all the screw heads right here? This is a masonry mantle, so I'm going to fill that up with mortar or thin set or grout, anything ready, because my finisher then is going to come and stain it and you will never see it again. So let's do that now. Here you go guys, so I'm mixing some grout right now. You can use a putty knife. I didn't have a putty knife, so I use a little piece of cardboard. I apologize. You want like a pancake consistency. And then just apply it in the holes. Okay, let it dry for a minute. Okay guys, so here we go. We put our grout on top of the holes, right? Make sure it's dry enough. And now we are going to use a wet sponge and we are going to wipe the excess. Alright, that's it guys. Done now. Here is our fireplace. Our mantle is installed. And now the next step here is our finisher is going to come. He's going to seal the back of the mantle and we are going to do a stain on it to match the stain of the beams here. There we go. Thank you guys for watching and please subscribe to our channel. See you next time.